Hello everyone, and welcome back to I know many of you listen to these videos to fall asleep, so before you drift off, leave a comment letting me know where in the world you're listening from. And if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Story 1. The Mysterious Follower. That night was like any other. After work, I was walking home, exhausted. The streets were mostly empty, with only the dim glow of streetlights flickering at intervals. After walking for a while, I suddenly felt like someone was following me. Turning around, I saw a shadowy figure, tall, dressed in black, face obscured by darkness. At first, I thought it was just another pedestrian, but no matter how much I sped up, they maintained the same distance. Fear crept in. I quickened my pace toward my apartment. As I reached my door and fumbled for my keys, I heard footsteps, closer than before. Then a hand on my doorknob. For a moment, I was frozen in fear. Then I rushed inside and locked the door. Outside, the doorknob rattled again. My hands trembled as I grabbed my phone and called the police. When they arrived, the figure was gone. CCTV footage showed nothing unusual, but the terror of that night still haunts me. Story 2. The Unknown. Phone. After finishing my night shift, I got into my car and noticed a phone on the console. It wasn't mine. I had no idea whose it was. Curious, I picked it up. Immediately, a message popped up. "Did you find it?" My heart skipped a beat. Someone was expecting a response. A few seconds later, another message appeared. "If you're not them, leave the phone where you found it." A chill ran down my spine. Who were they? What did they want? I decided to take the phone home and turn it off. But late at night, a call came in. Then a text. "You made a mistake bringing it home." The next morning, I turned the phone in at the police station, but when I returned home, my own phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "This won't end well for you." My hands shook. They had my number now. Story 3. The Delivery Driver's Secret. That night, I received my food delivery and locked the door, thinking nothing of it. As I relaxed and glanced out the window, I noticed the same car driving slowly past my house, multiple times. At first, I ignored it. But an hour later, the car was still circling my street. I pulled my curtains shut and locked every door. Moments later, the car stopped in front of my house for a few seconds before driving away. The next morning, I checked my security camera footage. The car had lingered in the area for a long time. Maybe it was a coincidence or maybe it wasn't. But from that day on, I stayed much more alert. Story 4. The Baby Monitor. That night, I left the baby monitor on and went to bed. Then I heard something, breathing. I sat up in shock. Rushing to the baby's room, I found nothing. My child was sound asleep. I checked every corner of the room, empty. Telling myself it was just interference, I went back to bed. Then I heard it again. Deep, slow breathing. A chill ran down my spine. I ran back to my baby's room, but once again, nothing. The next morning, I checked the monitor. Everything seemed fine. Maybe something was playing tricks on me. Or maybe it was all in my head, but I still remember that breathing sound like it happened just yesterday. Hello everyone, and welcome back. I know many of you listen to these videos before sleeping, so before you drift off, leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're listening from. And if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Friends, today I'm bringing you a story sent to us by one of our listeners from Bangladesh. His name is Ayan, and he is a student. He collected this story from his uncle. Now let's listen to the story. Story 1. The Abandoned Temple by the River. In a small village, there was an old temple that had been abandoned for many years. The villagers believed that no one should go near the temple at night because a terrifying spirit resided there. However, a young man named Sohel decided to test this belief and find out the truth for himself. Sohel was brave and loved taking on challenges. One evening, he made a bet with his friends that he would go to the temple at night and return if nothing unusual happened. He thought, if nothing happens, I'll prove to my friends that I'm fearless. After sunset, Sohel walked toward the temple by the river. The temple was in ruins, surrounded by dense trees and overgrown bushes. As he stepped inside, a strange chill ran through his body. Inside the temple, Sohel noticed a shadowy figure draped in white moving slowly toward him. He froze in place, his heart pounding. Suddenly, a whisper filled the air. "Why have you come?" Sohel nervously responded, "I was just looking around." "Who are you?" In an instant, the figure leapt in front of him and whispered, "You will soon find out, because tonight your soul belongs to me." Panic surged through Sohel as he tried to run, but his legs felt like they were stuck to the ground. In front of him, an ancient stone statue began to shake, as if it was coming to life. The shadowy figure's eerie smile grew wider as it closed in on him. Just then, a blinding light flashed before Sohel's eyes, and the temple was swallowed in darkness. The next morning, Sohel returned to the village, but he was never the same again. He never spoke about what happened that night. The villagers knew one thing for certain: no one should ever go near the temple after dark. The end. Story 2. The Woman in the Black Sari. Far from the city, there was a small village where the streets became eerily silent after dusk. It was said that a mysterious woman in a black sari appeared under the old banyan tree at night. Anyone who saw her never returned. Rahat, a skeptical young man from the city, laughed at these tales. "Ghosts don't exist. I'll prove it by going there tonight," he declared to his friends. Despite their warnings, Rahat was determined. At midnight, he set off alone toward the banyan tree. The night was silent except for the occasional chirping of crickets. He turned on his flashlight and scanned the area. Nothing. Smirking, he said, "So this is your so-called ghost?" Ha 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 ha. Just then, a cold breeze brushed past his neck. He felt someone breathing behind him. A chill ran down his spine as he turned around. A woman stood there, dressed in a black sari, her head lowered. Her long, tangled hair partially covered her face. Rahat's throat went dry. Who are you?" he stammered. Slowly, she lifted her head. Her face was obscured by a smoky haze, but her eyes were terrifying, deep, hollow, and completely black. Rahat backed away, but the woman moved closer with every step he took. "Were you looking for me?" Her trembling voice sent a wave of terror through him. Suddenly, a piercing scream echoed through the night, and everything around the tree fell deathly silent. By morning, Rahat was found unconscious at the village outskirts. His eyes were empty, lips trembling, and he kept muttering, "Those eyes, those eyes." From that night on, Rahat never went out alone after dark, but sometimes, in the middle of the night, he would suddenly wake up and whisper, "They're coming." So friends, how did you like today's stories? I hope they sent shivers down your spine. I really enjoyed sharing them with you. If you have experienced any paranormal incidents in your life, be sure to share them in the comments or email us your story. We might feature it in a future episode. For now, I'm signing off, but I'll be back with more spine-chilling stories soon. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this, leave a comment, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe.